Howdy, everyone. We've got another race on tap here for you today. In the booth, I'm joined by James.
Hey guys.
And yeah, we're going to get the West Coast underway now after we saw the East Coast start their season in Daytona. Let's see, rear chase. So starting on the front row, we've got the 20 for Trevor Walker, their team, Venture Walker. Is it Trevor? Trevor Ventures, my bad. Gavin Gray and Tom Cording starting on the front row. Then behind them, we've got Matthew Fastnot and What Army. What Army in the 15. This is going to be an all-star entry, so we'll see multiple drivers fill that seat throughout the season. Also looking to get Honda one of their first wins. Chris Harvey makes his transition over from Dodge to Honda as well, with Cash, one of our final 13 contenders last season. And go ahead, James.
Oh, shoot. Hold on. Give me just a second. I was adjusting something on my Discord here. Next up is the 21 or 27? 21 of... Shoot. I still don't remember names.
Okay.
I'm terrible with names.
It's okay. I won't throw you under anymore. Trevor Walker.
Sorry about that.
And yeah, the other new contender here is Alan Chava. I don't know if I'm going to butcher that name or what, but Alan Chava in the 97 TKO entry. So Tim Cording adds another truck to the stable. Then we've got John Hagan and Brian DeBlanc. Interestingly, Brian DeBlanc makes a switch to Chevy for the season. Then you got Kyler Sustre and Jacob Shangle. Another all-star entry, the 77 of Greg Forian, alongside Philip Leeds. This could potentially be Philip Leeds' farewell tour. Or wait, no, the 27. Yeah, right there, the 27 of Philip Leeds. But we'll see how he fares this season. Had a win last year. Perhaps he'll grace the win column again this season. It's funny, all the team trucks are right there for SSRI, Star Syndicate Race Industries. The 27 followed by the 98 of Krista Cower and the 14 of Adam Starr. Then Josh Gaiman and the 32 of Belafon. 37 of Dalton Scott alongside the 22 of Dave Steele. 58 Nadak Hagum and Paul Ladino. Then Andrew Moger and Roach. Lucas Holmes and Silas Huddleston. Tashi Gupta and Anheuser Walkner. Nate Newman and Craig Popgris. Monty Shangle and Quinn Ryan. 23 would be that of Lotus King alongside Chasey Plays. Gavin Legend and William Kinsella Jr. Luke with Luis Rodriguez. Daniel Paulus and Josh Drake. Kat Durham and Jameson Thole round out your field for today's event here. It's quite crazy that we actually have 42 trucks in the field here tonight.
That should make for some pretty exciting racing, though.
Definitely. Fontana never disappoints. It's always been a good race on the schedule. More so than the real-life counterpart, I've noticed.
Yeah. Seems to be a bit of the case.
And so some of you might be tuning in and saying, where am I at? With it being broke up into an East and West championship, that means that half the field's not racing tonight. And this is in terms trying to get everyone a shot to race. So yeah, we're going to be seeing the other half of the 80 trucks that we have lined up in the series here. West is no slouch for talent. As you can see at the front of the field, we've got Matthew Fastnot and Chris Harvey who both went quite the distance in the playoffs this past winter championship season. And even like for you, James, it's probably it's like a whole new field of entries because you've probably gotten used to seeing one, group of trucks, and now this is like foreign land.
Now we've got two different groups of like full fields of trucks. I was having trouble before just with one and having the like sprint shootout.
Right? No, it's.
But now that we have two full class, essentially full fields of almost 42 trucks, it gets a little chaotic with the.
You can
keep
probably
track of everybody.
Give some insight on where it was when it started, because you've been with us through it from the start of it.
It's really funny. We started with like not even quite full fields. We were just about there.
Yeah, I think the
in terms of like actual people to drivers. But now we're at a point where we have so many people wanting to be part of this that there's two full truck fields.
It's crazy. Yeah, we started out with 22 entries in the first race, and that's more than quadrupled in the size of what we now have is close to 84. So, and
it makes it really interesting to see like what becomes of like the Busch and the Cup Series, and then next like year,
right,
by the time the year ends.
No, I've got plans for that Busch Series to be the elite squad that's yet to make it to Cup. So we're going to be seeing kind of widespread overhaul of the way that's functioning and whatnot. And this truck is kind of the in-between for now. And a lot of this will still transition to potentially a Cup ride for someone. A lot of the drivers out there are full-time in Cup. So it's kind of hard to actually measure or gauge that, since you might have a truck champion that potentially is fighting for a Cup championship at the end of the season.
Yeah, that's always a possibility. We could end up having a truck champion that's fighting for that Cup.
Well, looks like Fastnot off to a good start here, kind of picking up where he left off in the last season. I think that's going to be the most fascinating thing to follow this year. We'll be seeing the two groups and how each driver, which one gets their top drivers that break out. Like, for example, right now, Matthew Fastnot doesn't have to compete against Tim Cording or Chaz Chadwick, which would have been a huge contender for wins and making it harder for the likes of Matthew Fastnot to make it to victory lane. Most of those victories may have went to Tim Cording or Chaz Chadwick. So I do think it's going to be an interesting, it'll be kind of a little science experiment, seeing how the two fields vary from each other. Also, thanks for pointing out the correct pronunciation for Alan Chevaux. It's actually Chevaux.
Yeah, I was looking at that, still trying to figure it out.
Chevaux sounds a little bit more proper to me. Sounds official that way. We're getting a little bit of shuffling. What surprised me so far, we've made it 7 laps into this one without a caution, whereas most of the time at Fontana, you get a wreck within the first few laps.
Yeah, usually they end up getting too close to that wall and taking out like 6 of them right there.
Newcomer to the series, John Hagan already flirting with taking the lead away. Running that Dale Jr. inspired Budweiser scheme. Now he's out front leading.
I'm still trying to get used to seeing the Hondas and the Subarus in the field.
Right. Well, and here's one thing. Chevy obviously still has not went to victory lane yet here in the USA Trucks. That also means that Honda and Subaru now join that very small party of winless manufacturers in the series. I think Chevy's got a little bit more added emphasis to get a win this year because you got more manufacturers sneaking into the picture trying to take wins away from them.
Well, it looks a little rough if the two manufacturers that just came into the series managed to pull off getting wins before you do, and you've been in the series for 3 years now.
Yeah, that would be truly an insult to injury with them. They've been strong enough. I mean, Honda and Subaru looked good in the season opener for the East Coast, although
Yeah, they did.
it was a super speedway. So I mean, your manufacturer strengths and weaknesses really didn't properly shine. But here tonight at Fontana, I think it's a bit better of a tale, whether or not Subaru and Honda's got something to do on competing against the rest of them. Just like that, Honda and Subaru running 2 and 3 right now. Tom Cording led a lap there.
Yeah, he fell back. He fell back a couple spots after the start, and then just kind of slowly made his way back up through the field there. Looks like our all-star truck is doing its job, coming up here to lead some laps.
And this is going to create an interesting environment too with drivers in the all-star ride that if they win a race, it really doesn't. It's going to be
Doesn't
hard.
mean anything to them.
Well, and I want to figure out a way that these maybe will have a separate segment for the all-star rides because it wouldn't seem fair that they wouldn't lock their way into the East-West Combine somehow. At least they might not be in the top 10 of competitors, but we might make like kind of an extended 2 drivers or something of drivers that won that are ineligible for the truck championship, but should be considered, once we go to the East-West shootout kind of deal.
Potentially what we could do is, if we have more than 1 or 2 drivers that are all-stars that win in these trucks on the East and West, we could potentially stick them in an all-star race, so to speak. Maybe something quick on a short track, just to let them duke it out and decide it out.
And maybe have that as like a wild card entry for the East-West.
Oh, we got a caution.
There's things we can think about at least. It would be interesting to work around with.
Yeah, it would. Not gonna lie, I thought the caution had come out. I thought when they were coming into 3, I saw the light, but I wasn't 100% sure. And then as they were getting through 3 and 4 there, I saw the lights on the...
Ooh. That was a pretty hard hit there for Daniel Paulus and William Kinsella Jr. Kinsella definitely would love to turn around his misfortune this season, having had a rough first 2 seasons.
No, it looks like 99 just kind of came down.
So Kinsella looks like probably took the most damage there. So pretty mild wreck here to bring out the first caution of the evening. Trevor Walker leads the way over Ewan Wood Army. I'm pretty sure most of them are come down pit road here, so if anyone stays out,
I'd be awfully surprised if anybody stays out after that. I mean, you gotta figure you probably want to cut this probably in half to try to make it to the end.
Okay, so we'll see where Trevor Walker shakes out here. Now I'm thinking it'd be so nice if I had a way to actually figure out the change in positions here on NR 2003. It'd be a hard I think, thing to implement, but it would be fun to try and figure out exactly where they came in on pits and come out. Looks like Trevor Walker
It's
is going to
looking like our
lose.
top two are going to stay the same. All right.
Other than Trevor Walker, he was the leader coming in, and now he's back to third.
Oh, was he?
Yep.
I thought it was the 15 still. Okay.
So that one shaked him back a couple spots. I do believe.
I think the 21 and 15 just flipped coming out of the pits.
Yep. And so now it looks like even John Hagen jumps up a couple spots up to 5th. He was in 10th when the caution dropped, so now sitting in 5th. Cash, I don't know where Cash came from. Sitting there in 4th. Chris Harvey continuing to do just about what he knows to do in this series. He came out all guns a-blazing start his career, and now the big unknown hopping into a Honda manufacturer. It's going to be fun to watch and see how he fares. But LFG,
it'll be interesting to see the teams that changed over to these manufacturers, how they fare throughout the year. See how they develop.
Well, and I think LFG for sure has the engine program going. It doesn't matter if it's Honda, Dodge. I think that, that garage knows how to make something out of nothing.
Looks like the 97 lost a good bunch of positions in that under that pit stop there.
Ooh, brutal. Yeah, all the way back. Chavot sitting in about 20th right now.
They were inside the top 10.
And to answer the question for John Hagen there, I think it was about 10th where he started. So still definitely on the move. From about 10th up to 5th, you were holding pretty solid in 10th from the start to that first caution. You think about how stacked the East Coast is with drivers like Tim Cording and Chaz Chadwick, and then you kind of start to realize that you got a stacked field here with Trevor Walker. Deeper.
That's what made the Truck Series so interesting last year. Was there was so many good drivers that you really didn't know who was going to win every week.
Exactly, and the parity was perfect because there was almost always a new winner. The more I'm going through this field, though, there is a lot of unknown joining the series this season here. A lot of them that came from Busch that needed to transition here to stay active in the series. Ewan What Army has not really put together a very solid career in the trucks, but has done well when he makes it too. Tom Cording's been to victory lane. Trevor Walker's been to victory lane. So is Cash. But then, like John Hagen, this is his first career start in the USA Trucks. Greg Forian there in the 77, that's his first career start for the USA Trucks.
Big fan. I heard John Hagen was a big fan of Walmart. Heard that was a big fact.
Is there a joint sponsorship in the talks, maybe, or what do we got?
Maybe. I mean, possibly. I'm hearing talks of Walmart. Something about Buffalo Ranch chicken dip and Budweiser. I mean, we know the Budweiser's there.
And I think there's probably going to be some Mountain Dew involved with that truck somewhere down the line as well. Mountain Dew and Budweiser, that seems like a very unusual combo. But I mean, can't get more American than that, right?
No. Did I hear something about Katy Perry coming on that Five Below car at some point?
Man, I'm out of the loop. Where have I been hiding? Katy Perry?
I'm just making things up. No, I'm just throwing things at you.
Well, I can say for one that I have had music artists driving in my Cup Series before. Mentioned like Chad Kroger.
I mean, I just saw the Five Below, and the back of that truck just makes me think summer. I don't know why. For some reason, when I think summer, it makes me think Katy Perry.
Probably the fireworks song. That's probably it.
Probably.
Now
I think she has a beach ball in that music video. Or I'm thinking of the Super Bowl spot she did the one year.
I know for a fact that cautions usually breed cautions, so we're going to have to keep an eye here on the restart, make sure everyone makes it through clean on the first lap. And they're going to make a fool of me, as it looks like they're going to make it through clean without much hassle. Hagen back up to the front here, 3 wide for the lead. This might get interesting going into turn 1.
It's usually how the cautions start, when everybody starts riding it 3-4 wide through that corner right there, coming into 1.
Wow, they are stacked in there tightly. Hagen to the front. This could be an interesting situation. Chevy has never won a race, so we'll keep an eye on it. But right now, the best Chevy in the field right there, John Hagen. He joined the series, and he's racing for Legend Motorsports. So Gavin Legend has fielded trucks for each season, and maybe they got the formula right, hiring John Hagen to drive that truck.
Could get Chevy their first win today. Still early, but
oh, and look at that!
He seems strong.
Do you see who's in the yellow truck there?
Is that Gavin? Yeah, that is Gavin Legend right there.
Nope.
No?
The one that changed from a Ford to a Chevy. You don't know?
Nope.
It was formerly the 61 truck last season.
Oh, okay.
It's the you know it. No? Maybe?
Nope. Off the top of my head, nope.
Mr. DeBlanc.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Brian DeBlanc. So it's 1-2 right now for Chevy. Oh wait, nope.
It was.
John Hagen got
shuffled back to 5th there. Oh no, he's falling way back. He was just waiting for the owner to come along here.
So now we got another Chevy in the mix. Also, I see Fardakai checking in. Do you want to give him an update as his truck is in the race? The 22 of Dave Steele, currently 34th. Hope you're doing well, Fardakai. Glad you could tune in. I know you're not on the server anymore. But right now, Adam Starr to the lead.
Corey looking to make his way back up there. Is that another truck up in the distance there?
Yeah, we might have to flex our black flag rule here. If that truck's not even close to matching pace. I'm sorry for Daniel Paulus.
Hold on.
It's 4 seconds off the pace, so...
Yeah, that's 4 seconds.
If I can DQ him now, he'll hopefully pull off on the backstretch here and give us a clean pass. A good catch there. I wasn't looking that far out.
I saw it, and thankfully I have the stream open as well, and I double-checked what I saw, and I still wasn't 100% sure, so I was like, I'm just going to have him check.
And so if any of you are new...
That was good timing.
We are implementing a full functioning flag of, if we got to black flag someone for holding up and even disqualify some drivers, it's all in the idea of making sure that the race goes cleanly without any troubles. And often the lap traffic in NR 2003, the AI are not very smart when it comes to a damaged vehicle. So I guess in other words, we're
getting out of the way.
We've kind of implemented our own DPI, right? Or DVI, damaged. Yep.
We have a certain amount of seconds where we just kind of go, yep, nope, get out of here, get out of the way before you're even a problem. Once you get down to about 2 seconds, we kind of sit. For the people that don't know, once you get down to about 2 seconds behind the standard lap, we kind of give it a little bit of leeway on if they get out of the way, great. If they're holding up the whole field, then kind of get out of here.
And obviously there'll always be evolving changes to that rule, and that's basically why I'll be the flag man, the judge, the jury, and everything, because it's going to be a gut call each time. Got 3 wide at the lead. Ooh, boy, 3 wide for second place on back, too. Been treating some great racing here. I have not seen a race this well at Fontana in a long time.
Did you get did this get a repace since the last time we were here, or no?
It's still the same the track.
Same one?
Yeah, the same track mod for NR 2003, but I think it's kind of just the perfect formula of trucks that we've got in the field here today. Look at Chevaux
in the 97, right?
Yep.
Correct.
Working his way back up to the front. I'm going to write that down on a sticky note.
I keep looking at that 14 and feel like it should be a Ford. Just everything about it screams Ford from a distance.
Well, here's the funny part. It worked so perfectly. I used the Ford body, and I probably shouldn't be spilling my inner detailings here, but it's easy for me to remember that the oval, the Subaru oval, also fits on the Ford oval chassis. And
yep.
I'll give you one guess what did I put the Honda on? What do you think?
Probably the Ford.
The Toyota.
The Toyota?
Yep, the Toyota. It was closer to a Toyota nose as you could get a... Honestly, it probably would have worked either way, but for me, make it easier to remember that the other the other Japanese brand, they're both on the same body. Oh yeah, it's me, Jacob, by the way. I don't know if John Hagen's ever heard my voice before, but
I don't think he has, now that I think about that. He is not.
There's a first for everything, I guess, right?
Welcome to our little side hustle, John. This may or may not be how we keep the lights on at SSM.
Well, for me, I only came about doing this about 2 years ago now. A year ago, not 2 years ago. I'd been hosting it on my computer for decade past then, and decided it's like, hey, you know, this might actually be interesting for other people to get in on. So since 2021, I've been hosting it on YouTube, and here we are now.
You know, it may be a good time to consider looking at a wiki.
I know.
While we're still at the early stages.
We've got one set up. I just don't have enough free time to actually edit it all the time.
Open it up to the people. Open it up to the Discord.
Yeah, and I guess I should have a link to it on the server so anyone can go and check it out. So yeah, no, with all the time and effort I put into it since joining a wider mass of people, what used to be just my Cup series now is a Truck, Bush, Cup, and ARCA series.
I was just gonna say, don't forget ARCA.
Yeah, the ARCA series fresh with help from Andrew Moger. He's helped kind of get that one going, and there's talks that we might be able to get Brian DeBlank set up with the series too.
Don't forget, I'm also talking about something.
All right, like you're gonna be the one taking over the Bush series.
Yeah.
And
we've got some stuff we might talk to everybody about at some point.
Right. I know that the earning system went on the wayside for now. I kind of did that so I could put more focus into my personal life and getting that all squared away. And earning system will be back up around January of 2024, but it'll all be tracked. Everything will be much easier for me to actually register all the digital earnings that every driver gets at the end of the season.
Well, it also I feel like with the earning system we hit a point where we had enough people. We have enough of a wide variety. Everybody's so close now. Also, I'm pretty sure I just saw the lights on again. Not 100% sure. Nope. Just looked like it. Just the way that one camera clips through the light throws me off every time.
I'm amazed at how tight the racing's been so far. We've seen drivers shuffle to the front, shuffle to the back, and now kind of a different crew at the...
Yeah, it's been like a super speedway kind of tonight.
I think these are the first laps that Trevor Walker's led here up front right now.
But no, I feel like we hit a point with the earning system where everybody's kind of in a sweet spot.
Yeah.
Where everybody's not exactly the same stats, but we're around the same area, so everything meshes well.
Well, and it was a proper gauge of people's results compared, your results equal better adjustments to your truck. So, and those that actually did well were able to do research and development to get their trucks to where they are today. And it's not game breaking either, because Tim Cording has 100 minimum maximum on almost everything. But that too could be a curse. As we've seen, mechanical failures are still a thing.
And I played the sponsorship game different than some people. Everybody played the sponsorship game differently on how they upgraded their people. Which was kind of nice that's how it ended up.
Right. So I feel like the format I've got going forward will be the earning system will be open for the first quarter of every year. And so you'll be able to make changes and adjustments from January to April. The conclusion of each season, we will get a ratings shakeup. And with your earnings, I was thinking about it today. If you've got like 3 million earnings, you might be able to spend that to buy yourself a seat, or basically a seating of ratings. So I think it'd be like, I'll see what the earnings is at the end of the season, but say maybe it's 1 million gets you 0 to 10 min-max. 2 million gets you 0 to 20 min-max, all the way up to 10 million. I don't know if that's how I'll do it, but that was kind of the way I was thinking about it.
I actually just came up with I think I came up with a good idea. So, I've been trying to think, how do you design an earning system where somebody doesn't just max out their ways of making money like I did like how I did everything, how I did it, where I just bought sponsor after sponsor after sponsor after sponsor until it was just earning me +1, +2 all basically every race.
Well, and I think the best way to do that would be to limit how many sponsors each team can particularly purchase.
That as well. And my other thought was, what if there was a spending cap based on team finishing position?
From last year, maybe?
Yeah, from the last season.
That's something to think about. I kind of like that.
I want to put this out there. Chat, while we're spitballing, if we say something that sounds good, please just kind of hop in. We really do appreciate the help. So, like, if we say something that you're just like, ooh, we really like that, or you have a thought yourself, just please feel free. We're open to suggestion.
But I've been thinking about that today, how to re-implement the earning system again, because it's been a game changer for the server. A lot of people actually are more willing to participate with the league.
Well, and one of my other series just switched to iRacing, so I'm not really sure what's going on with the spending systems. And I was just thinking about like something that could help that with fixing the differentiation, like fixing the teams that have been in it for years and are at the top, being able to, for the bottom teams to have a shot to, build and catch up.
Mm-hmm. And that might be another idea too, is to maybe make it so that a team can purchase like updates to the manufacturer ratings, because those are hard set right now. But you can only add, maybe let's say if you're a Ford team, you can only add 10 pluses to anything. It's an idea because it doesn't make you too much powerful than the other Ford teams that are out there, but it gives you a slight edge up in the team department. And so maybe each season we can maybe evaluate something like that. I do think we need to do a ratings shakeup at the end of each season. Let's just pretend that the manufacturer or the truck chassis changes enough that they have to do a complete overhaul of the ratings.
Well, and that's kind of what I said when we started the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Was we need a way for it to be like, oh, great, you're at 100, but there's factors here. And maybe I know this might get a little complicated in some places, but it might be good to implement an age thing.
Yeah.
And if you're within this range, then you get a little bit of a bonus here and a little bit of a negative here. But as you get progressively older, your negatives get bigger.
Yeah, no, I'd be okay with that. I got ideas, and I think I need to get a notepad and a pen and maybe jot some stuff down, but we got ideas for next season and going forward. I think we can keep it growing. I don't know how much bigger I want the server to grow. I mean, I'm already up to 118 people on the server. Our Arca series is definitely pretty much at max capacity right now. The trucks are at max capacity.
Well, and maybe, I know we only have a few viewers in here tonight, but it might be a question to take to the masses of the group and be like, hey, is everybody cool at the end of whatever season is going to end last this year, taking a slight hiatus, sort out who's where and what is going on. We have a good stable of history at this point. We just need to take a stop to reorganize.
Yeah. I think
do some shuffling.
Centennial made a good remark there. If you get older, I don't know if it's necessarily that your chances of winning lessen. I think there would be more like a peak system. So you might get older and more experienced, but then once you reach that peak, you might either fall off, or we might involve like a random, after like 15 years, we might roll the dice and say if we roll a 1, then this person gains a slight edge this season. If we roll a 2, that driver might gain a slight decrease.
Yeah, what I was thinking was, I was thinking more along the lines of say since we're going with Arca, since we have Arca all the way up to Cup, I'll put it from that perspective to Cup. Say from 16 to 20, you get plus 3 across the board for all of your stats. And then from 21 to 25, 26-ish, it goes down in some places, but it's also you're also still getting that plus. It doesn't really add to it, it just doesn't move. It's an automatic bonus because of that.
Yeah.
And it's continuous. Whenever we hit a reset, like at the end of a season, then those stats, those pluses will stay. You'll keep those. Those are what you'll essentially we'll have a base and then we'll have a plus. So the way my one series does it is you start at I think it's like whatever the like new driver stat is like 60-40. Is that what it is when you
Yep.
when you
40
enter a new
minimum.
driver?
Yep. 40 minimum, 60 maximum.
Yep. And then based on the different stats, you get plus a certain amount in those things. Like even in my other series, it's all the way down to like the manufacturer you choose too. But we don't have to go into that much detail if we don't want to right now.
True.
We can just focus on the driver stuff.
Yeah. I think implementing a factor with age involved would be pretty neat, though. It would, I mean, more so it'll give different aspect to those that have been here longer. And the funny part is, no matter how many things you do for a driver that's new, I've noticed with NR 2003 that it always seems like whenever you put someone in a new truck, they always come out of the gate swinging. Don't know why. It's crazy. Have you ever noticed that before?
Yeah, I noticed the last two seasons.
Even with the
looks at both of the Cording brothers after 2 races.
Yeah. So it's crazy because I've even done something as much as adding an alternative paint scheme to a driver, and just doing an alt paint scheme, it'll often give them a better chance at winning for whatever unknown reason.
If there are any people that have been around NR since probably 2013, you'll understand what I'm about to say. When you're around NR enough, it almost seems like the game does have its own personality.
Exactly. No, I can relate to that.
and the drivers have their own sort of thing going on, where it's like, ooh, you give them a new paint scheme, and suddenly, for some reason, the random number generator that decides how they're going to do that day decides that, you're getting the max roll for everything.
Well, and
you're going to have a great day.
A huge, one of the main people I've seen this happened to is right there in the 12 of Chris Harvey. We, completely unknown, hops into the number 2 halfway through the season this last season, and it goes out and strings along about 8 top 5 finishes. And unknown, he would have almost made the playoffs if he had secured at least a couple more top 5 finishes towards the end of the season. We do have a caution.
I was just about to say we do have a caution out.
But yeah, Chris Harvey's definitely one of those.
Ooh, a lot of cars involved in this one.
Has had the fortune of NR 2003 grace his AI entry.
What was that, about 4 cars?
So in 28th place here, the 58.
Oh! Looks like the 59 came up there. And just wiped out everybody else.
Yeah, the 58. Yeah. Nadak Hagum just drove it in too hot there, collecting Popchris, Walkner, and Steele all in one foul swoop. We're just past halfway. This was on lap 53 of 100. Here's another angle of the wreck. Yeah, he drives it in and...
Oh, wait, go back. Go back just a little bit.
Like maybe it the 46 like the car
no, it looked like the car bobbled.
The 46 bumps into him, so I want to say that's on Popchris there in the 46.
Well, they touch, and then the 58 gets loose.
Oh. 58 drove it in hard there too, so it could have been either
Yeah.
or.
I think it was a little combination of both there. Centennial. We're not going to put those kinds of allegations out there right now. Oh, wow. Tom Corden going to lose a ton of spots on this one.
Man, Chasey Plays must have took a pit strategy call here. Does he take possibly just gas and go for the 49? That'll put a new leader at the front of the field, jumping from 19th all the way to the lead. I don't know if that was a mistake or what, but we'll see how it pans out here. Someone stay out? The 21st place and 14th. Those two stayed out.
No, they both came. They were both in the pits.
Okay, some more gas and goes.
Yep.
That's an interesting strategy.
Oh, he came out just as the 49 came out. How did he get ahead of the 49 then?
So the 49 then dips in, takes his gas. Crazy. Pit strategy. I didn't think we'd see something like that here, but here we go. If you don't have the fastest truck, you might as well play the strategy game.
Yeah.
Kyler Sustre, also another one of those drivers that had come out strong upon joining the series. John Hagen's still hanging in there pretty solid in the top 10, as well as Brian DeBlanc. The two highest running Chevys in a long time. I don't think we've seen Chevy secure very many top 10 finishes. So it looks like we got 4 trucks out. The 27 of Philip Leeds actually blew up earlier. So the 27 out with ignition failure. Still have 38 trucks on the lead lap though. I like that idea from Centennial there. It would be a good idea, I think, to just kind of, you know, hop in the voice chat and brainstorm.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, in my other series, that is when everybody comes up with the best storylines, that is when it happens. When we're all just kind of chilling in a voice chat, talking about everything. And it also gives the community a chance to tell us what they feel is wrong.
I still find it crazy that this
and
is
maybe sometimes it might be things we can fix, and sometimes it's things we just can't help.
True.
It's a 20-year-old game at this point.
That's what I was just gonna say. I was gonna say, it's like, can you believe that this
There's
is
not a lot we can do
20-year-old game
other than switch to iRacing, which from what I've seen it doesn't have the same spirit.
Well,
I don't know why.
And for me, I could not dedicate time to doing a switchover because I've already dedicated 13 years into NR 2003, and it's like, yeah.
Also, what John said.
Yeah, exactly. And
it's not cost effective.
I can download every track that iRacing has on NR 2003 for free. Every track that they feature may not be the most simulated, but we're not even going for a simulated feel here. It's more of it's all about the AI.
We all know what the game is. We just like to feel like we're involved or we're doing it.
Right.
We'd like to hear our names called.
Looks like we're gonna get running here. Gupta and Shangle, Monty Shangle leading the front of the field. This may be a mistake not having taken fresh tires, those two at the front.
That 45 is getting run over by that low line. Monty Shangle doing a good job of leading his line, though.
No matter how much has changed at the front of the field, there's still some common factors. Oh, Tom almost had a mistake there.
Oh, there was a mistake there. Look at the side of Josh Gaiman's truck. There is a little bit of damage there. At least it looked like it.
Oh, we got Roach coming to the front of the field now. They're in the 6 twisted toe injury. Whoa, the 45 almost slammed into the leader there. Bellafon moving to the front now.
3 wide, like 4 rows deep back there.
Yeah, we're starting to see the tires become a huge factor here. 38.
Oh, Monty's trying to get down to the bottom so he can pit. That's gonna cause a wreck.
Oh,
you could see it happening as he was working his way down there.
And we've got the big one here at Fontana.
Oh!
This is going to take
5 up and over.
This is going to take some unpacking. Holy cow.
Oh boy, we may want to I'd say this calls for a red flag. So we can unpack this a little bit.
Yeah, I can actually do a red flag. Not officially.
Yes, you can.
But it's a red flag moment.
I've seen other people do it. I've seen other people do it, and I like when they do it. So what on earth caused this? Well, we saw what caused it.
So yeah,
possibly John. Stand by.
The A38 of Monty having a very hard time getting.
Yeah, you just.
We knew this was going to be a problem when they stayed out without they.
Oh, he just cleans out the 97.
Oh, Chavot gets hard into that outside wall.
Just. Oh, that was a nasty lick.
You got the 46 coming in. This is going to be a serious ARCA brakes moment where the 46 pegs the 36.
Okay, I would like to watch the 66s on board. I don't know if anybody else just saw that, but that's some heads up driving.
The maneuverability.
The 66.
Let's go
Quinn Ryan
on the chase cam for this one.
Oh, he gets into him just a little bit.
After the fact, though, makes it through pretty clean.
It doesn't look like he got much damage off of that at all. Because he was pretty well slowed down by the time he got there. Yeah, he's basically all but slowed down by the time he gets to him.
Let's take one more look at Monty on his view from this. Crazy part is Tashi Gupta actually makes it down pit road just fine. You can see the 45's
Did he make
committed.
it to pit lane before the caution came out, though?
Yeah, well, the caution, he might be barely on the clock there, but unfortunately,
if he doesn't, we can give him a black flag.
The one that I think we should see right here is the 36 going over.
I like the damage model on this mod. I'm not gonna lie. Because that is a ton of damage on that truck that hit him.
Well, yeah, the 46, you can tell that looks like it's been... Let's see, 46. Yeah, it's pretty Pretty good damage mod for this one. I still think...
I kind of wish it would have taken away the tire, but...
Well, and that was one of those things that didn't really happen in NR 2003. I think you can have some open wheel mods that do that.
You can. The other series I'm in is...
Oh, that's still the hardest hit there with Chauveau.
Looks like John Hagen does make it through, though.
Very minimal damage on the 88 truck. I do think...
Did Tom Cording almost make it out of that, minus that one lick at the end there?
We're definitely going to have to maybe make a short of this one. This is a wreck that's... You don't usually see wrecks like this every race.
Anybody want to talk about possibly Chauveau being injured next week or next race?
Yeah, I think
Are we ready to talk about that type of thing?
That was
yeah.
Just
Tom does almost make it out. Aside from that shot to the side from Chauveau,
that was barely a kiss. And the 90 has some pretty rough damage on it there on the side.
Yeah. Oh, he got clipped by Chauveau there.
That's pretty mild too, actually. So we'll go ahead and save right there. That way we definitely have...
I mean, make a note of it in the... in the post-race chatter on the Discord.
So we'll have to see here now who all makes it survive from the fiery carnage of this one.
Dang. I keep looking at the 66 truck.
Looks like the 12 sustained some damage. That nose looks wrinkled.
Yeah, that 12. The nose on the 12 is wrinkled just a little.
Oh, right
just
there.
Gets in the back of the 9. Oh no, he gets pinned by Josh. That's going to take out a lot of cars.
Well, I wouldn't ask for anything more for a season opener than this. This is got a little bit of everything. We've had some good racing.
Is Lucas Holmes going to continue after that?
I think they called the tow truck. Man, after calling the tow truck...
I'm not going to lie. If he ends up 4 seconds down, I say we let the man try to finish. As long as he stays out of the way. 1
lap down. Oh, 97. Yeah, the 97's out. That's not to be... Not a big surprise there.
Oh, wow. Really? We didn't lose that many trucks.
Not yet.
Or do we have more on the way? Or do we have more on the pipeline?
Ooh, the 85 of DeBlanc out with a valve failure.
The 95 out.
Walkner out. Looks
and
like
that
so
is
far they might still kind of shuffle out.
Not terrible.
Do you think the 36? That's crazy. The 36 is still going to be going. Chris Harvey takes the hood off. As you can see, John Hagen did not sustain much damage at all. That truck still looks pristine. I'm
rooting for Quinn Ryan now.
Yeah, this can go one of two ways for these drivers at the back. They're either going to be slower than dog turds, or they'll have a fast truck that's going to blow through the field. In the meantime, Greg Forian leading the way over Bellafon and Roach. It's crazy that the top 3 are in their first ever USA truck start, so we could see a SVG moment of sorts here tonight. Even further back, after Jacob in the 64, Krista in the 98, Adam Starr in the 14, you got Dalton Scott in his first ever truck start. Silas Huddleston in his first career start. Nadak Hagum making his first career start. Lucas Holmes making his first career start, as well as John Hagan. And Jameson Thole, I believe, has made at least one start, so maybe not for him. Joshua Gaiman making his first career start. So yeah, this field stacked with a lot of
A lot of newcomers.
Rookie talent.
Hold on, go back to the one without the hood, please. I was looking at that. Wow, that is a really nice mod. That is a really nicely modeled front end. Is that the random question? Is the Toyota on the Chevy template?
It's actually on the Toyota template, so the Truck 4 template or whatever.
Okay.
That was all a bunch up after the caution that caused chassis plates to sustain that damage.
I was just curious because.
But yeah, no, and I had to do a lot of tweaking. It's the Toyota Tundra template for this mod, but I had to basically like hand paint some little spots here because there was a folding. It was weird how it folded on the actual body from the paint itself. So I had to do like this little, I had to paint these little black dots that you can only see on the Targa file of the paint. And it's, yeah, it was kind of a headache actually, but it made it work. As you can see there, the ridge line, if that Honda grill was any wider, I would have to cut, paste, and move that part of the grill to another spot on the template, so you'd have it in like 2 spots, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. Looks like we're getting ready to go back green here.
Belafon and Greg Forian will lead the way to the restart. We've only got 37 laps to go here, so everyone should be good to go on fuel at least. We'll see if we have any more chaos like that last restart. Would like to note that that 77 truck is, as it is an all-star ride, the win here tonight ain't going to do much for them, but like we were trying to figure out, there might be a way that some of these all-star entries can win their way into something, so it might still work out. We'll see who wins tonight, and then we'll kind of go from there. If we do have an all-star truck that wins races, it should make it into the East-West Championship, combination championship at the end of the year. Another Chevy working its way up to the front after we lost a couple of the Chevy contenders.
We got another caution.
Bummer. Oh, and I'm thinking it's probably Chris Harvey here that gets in it.
Oh no, I see 35. Oh, it's not even his fault. The 31 just pushes up into him.
When your day's going bad and just goes worse from there. Chris Harvey had a good run here today before that caution caused him.
Everything's just gone.
Man, that is the most strangest caution I've seen. It just kind of glances against the wall and like
They just
almost
stick.
sound like a cheese grater almost.
Looks like Tom Cording and the 35 are way off the pace.
Yeah, we'll probably have to do some more black flagging before the end of this one. Hopefully not.
We'll see if anybody else comes down pit road again.
Kudos to Nate Newman on working his way up to third.
I was just about to say, we don't have very many trucks left. But now I see everybody else coming behind.
That Subaru Baja in the top 5 there. And we do have a Honda Ridgeline up into the top 10. But I'd keep my eyes peeled. There's a lot of hungry drivers towards the back of the field here that might have something that they're holding till the finish. Wow, through all the chaos and turmoil, it looks like Tashi Gupta is still in the top 15. Just a couple spots.
Strong performance. That's a strong performance by him tonight.
Even Josh Gaiman getting in the wreck like he did, still in the picture here. As well as John Hagen in the 88. Yeah, Tom Cording lagging back in the back of the pack right now.
Here comes the two involved in the caution now.
So it doesn't look like we had any takers for pit road other than the ones that were part of the caution.
Fastest lap so far set by Kyler's Sustre. I couldn't read the S. My phone's screen is small. 37.843.
Going to be kind of interesting. Our season opener for the East at Daytona was won by Andre Stefan, racing a JSR Ford F-150. And tonight, right here, we got Silas Huddleston in fourth, also racing a JSR Ford F-150. Be kind of interesting if my team actually swept. Of course, I just jinxed it, and I'm probably going to end up on the record for saying that, but could happen.
You know, I'm just saying, I just did that to Tom, did I not?
Well, where's the fun? If I gotta remain unbiased, that's
I know.
like journalistic integrity broken right there. But I gotta toot my horn once in a while. My team's out there and needs to be repped a little bit. I'll rep every other team under the sun, as long as it's
exactly.
As long as those teams aren't the New England Patriots, maybe, or some. I don't know if I start any squabble over saying that, but.
I mean, if you said Lions, we might have an issue. But.
Dude, Detroit Lions are like my second favorite team to the Seahawks, so
it's because we suck.
I feel bad for the Detroit Lions every year. I kind of watch them, hoping that they'll actually start doing good.
Yeah, so do we. You get used to it after a while.
I was actually kind of happy when the Seahawks parted ways with Russell Wilson. And then I was even more ecstatic when Russell Wilson started doing terrible for the Denver Broncos. That was like icing on the cake right there. It's like, cool, you can have him. We didn't want him anymore.
I think you should do one of those schemes for every track that we run for this side of the country.
I could probably flex that. At least one driver, maybe like we got Silas here, But it's more fitting if it was the 49ers or the Rams, since this is Fontana. But cluing on that, maybe the track we go to have at least a truck that's painted up like.
You know what you could do? You could look at the Seahawks' calendar for the year
Schedule.
or schedule, and match it up and make it like a hype car almost.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Seahawks versus X. This date here.
Well, and we'll be rolling into the football season before we know it. August with
I know.
September. This truck series is gonna run all the way into November. So yeah, maybe. Alrighty, getting ready to go back green here with now 30 laps to go. Hopefully we can get back and going without any more cautions. And they're off and rolling. Gavin Gray getting out to a big lead there. Greg Forian at the front of the field now. He's been running Dodge all season in the Sylvania Cup Series. So it was only a perfect fit that he was able to hop in the Dodge seat here tonight. And proven to be a very worthy adversary for the win here tonight.
Yeah, that 77 truck's been looking good all night long.
Ooh, we got John Hagan back into the top 5. And
yeah, well, you know who he just passed for the top 5?
Is it Tashi Gupta or?
Yes, it was.
No, that's crazy. That 88 truck sustained minimal damage. This is live, by the way, for whoever chimed in. It's live as of right now, completely live. You might be delayed by about 5 seconds on a broadcast, I know that much. Adam Stark,
I think it's like 10. That's how I've been keeping track of if I'm right when I'm getting ready to call a caution.
Subaru Bajas take the front of the field by storm here. Adam Starr and Krista Cower running 1-2, as well as Dalton Scott and the Honda Ridgeline up to 3rd. Dalton Scott.
Those Subarus and Hondas are showing that they're here. They came to play.
Dude, are we watching EA Sports Total Team Control? Because you got teammates running 1-2 and teammates running 4-5 at the moment.
Do these guys know how to put on? Jack Ross is not dead.
No, Jack Ross is actually on the East Coast, so he's not here.
Yeah, we are on the. We had an East Coast West Coast split because we had a lot of people wanting to run and not enough spots, so we needed to do a split.
But glad that you tuned in to check on Jack Ross's progress, even though he's going to be racing next week on the next race on the schedule. Sooner or later, we're going to be getting to the point where we'll have about a month off with the series, which hopefully it'll only build more anticipation for the next races to come.
I believe James Reddick is also on the East Coast.
Yes, yep. That your team is actually all on the East Coast over there in the Subarus. The top dog Subaru team here, though, belongs to Adam Starr. This will be, I think, our flagship Subaru team. Ah, dang, yeah. John Hagen is falling backwards again. It seems like he's got a problem maintaining a competitive line on the track. He keeps cycling upward and falling backward.
Yeah, he keeps getting really aggressive and then falling back really hard.
Not down and out yet, as he's still in good spot here to get a good finish in his first career start. Heck, the front of the field could all wreck themselves out, and he's sitting in the catbird seat at that point.
Well, yeah, they're going to start getting a little chaotic here soon. We got less than 25 to... We got 25 to go after we cross the line this time.
You know, I never thought of that. That's a good point that Zentennial brought up there. The drivers that have, the people that have two AI drivers in the series, if they wanted to split them up across the east and a west, that's almost ideal. That's more than ideal.
That's what I did. That's what I did.
That's cool. Kyler Sustre with the fastest lap at one point. Now Trevor Walker has the fastest lap. Not very often you see the fast lap get turned this late into the race.
No.
So that's impressive because it was only about 10 laps ago that Kyler Sustre had the fastest lap, and since then it's Trevor Walker now.
That I do not know. That is a Jacob question.
There's Jakov Rosovich and Jakov and Jack, along with the 62 of James Reddick. So yes, technically you do have two, but Jack and Jakov are both in the East Coast. Yakov. There we go. That sounds better. Yakov, because it's Russian. Oh yeah, that truck is way off the pace.
Hold on. Give him a second.
The 36.
Packs aren't that big.
I gotta give the 36.
That means you probably gotta give it to Tom too. He's probably not that much faster. I would check though before you do.
No, I'm gonna go ahead so that we can keep them. The racing at the front of field is too important right now for it.
Yeah.
We're getting...
And he was.
Yeah. No, this battle at the front, we're going to have...
Yeah, that's too important.
A badass finish.
We got less than 20 to go almost.
Cash to the lead now in that Attack on Titan paint scheme. I've always wanted to say something like that.
Meant, dang, he did not let him cook the field.
Man, Dalton.
I was just going to say, this battle at the front is really good.
Dalton Scott dropped back pretty harshly there. Dude, Josh Gaiman up into 12th. A wheelman in all facets of racing and starting to move his way to the front here tonight at Fontana. Tashi Gupta, I think he's got a little bit fresher tires than the rest of the field, I imagine. Having come down pit road when that caution came out. Are you referring to Yakov Rosovich's Soviet Union truck? We talked about it, and we approved that one is okay per the rules. Anything else political we would probably decline, but that one, it's more so humorous than anything, and it's not gonna really offend. So yes,
we hope.
Yes, hopefully, if there's a problem, we might have to make changes, but I don't see that being a problem.
And if we have to, we'll comically put black the we'll paint something black across whatever needs blanked out first. And eventually it'll just be a black truck, and we'll all know. We'll all know why.
Interesting as it is, Trevor Walker has been up at the front a couple times here tonight, so maybe Trevor's actually got the best truck here.
Do we have any Chevys left up here? Did our last Chevy fall to the wayside?
It looks to be the highest running Chevy is Nate Newman, up to 13th. John Hagen's closed back up on the back bumper here of Josh Gaiman, though. So still holding on strong in 15th. The other paint scheme for the 24,
not at this moment.
I fully approve of. We have nothing against anime paint schemes in the series. Actually, I had more
respect our weeps.
I approve of them, so I've grown up with anime being part of my life. I'm not like completely into it, say like someone else I know, my brother, but not that it's not a I when I get the free time I'll watch it once in a while.
Wait, we ran an ARCA race already? I
missed
that?
Yeah, we there might have been some technical difficulties. I know there was a car that had the same paint scheme on two of them, so we'll get that addressed for next race. Hopefully everyone's car will be out there. If things go accordingly, we might have another one as soon as next Monday for the ARCA series, but we will mostly in a holding pattern. All the prayers and best wishes go out to Andrew and his family. Hopefully, hopefully all's going well. So, 13 laps to go here. And Greg Forian back to the front of the field. Krista Cower has never won in the truck series, but has been solid in her 2 years of running it.
I was just going to say, she's been a really solid driver the last 2 years.
One season she led the most laps without a win, which I thought was a crazy statistic. Having led so many laps and failing to win a race, that kind of an odd statistic to hold. Let's see the update on progress from the others towards the back here. Hagen's still running 13th. Looks like Gaiman's dropping a little bit. Nate Newman's falling a little bit. So Hagen holding steady up into 13th.
I got a feeling we're all done with cautions, my friend.
That'll be perfect. I want to see this race run to the finish now. It's going to be a good finish. Hopefully not. Hopefully I didn't just jinx it, though.
I jinxed Tom earlier.
Well, I think I jinxed that first ginormous wreck we had when I mentioned Monty Shangle and Tashi Gupta staying out. That was just a wreck waiting to happen, and so it did. Oh, Cash, look how hard Cash was driving. That was some aggressive driving there from the 07.
Has Cash won yet?
One has won one race so far in their career. Oh, yeah, it was tight.
Close. They didn't touch, but wow, did they get close.
Side by side for
Jack
the
has
lead.
Tim courting over there. He should be more worried about that.
Yeah, there's probably a list of jinxes that I've attributed to in the series just by saying something. It's going to be 8 laps to go this time by. Trevor Walker back out front leading. And we're going to have to see who's maybe saved their tires for this final stretch of the race with only 8 laps to go. Almost looks like Hagen's closed the gap a little bit from where he's running back there in 13th.
It does look like he's closed the gap a little bit. It also looks like we're starting to catch up to the...
Oh, this is going to be a tough one. These guys are still
I
running.
feel like they're running competitive lap times within their group. So I'd say let them ride.
Man, this might be a crazy way to finish it.
I'm kind of hoping we catch it now. Anybody else?
Greg Forian had it way up high there.
Yeah, I feel bad for DeBlanc. He has a lot of bad luck.
Amongst all the bad luck, he did get his break in the Busch Series, where he actually made it to the Final Four, crazy enough. And that Final Four appearance with the Busch Series actually netted him a ride in the Cup. Of course,
Good.
Everyone's going to have to sustain, it's all about sustainability. If you're going to be in the Cup Series, if you start doing bad in the Cup Series, you get downgraded back to Busch. But, yeah, no, good run for him in the Busch Championship this year. Ended up finishing, I think, 3rd out of the Final Four, but very good run there for him. Had a good run going here tonight, too, running up towards the front of the field. Just bad luck, like we've been saying. Man, this is going to be tight. I don't know if they're going to catch that lap traffic. Only 5 laps to go.
They might.
It could be a game changer. That could be the deal that someone like John Hagen might need to get caught back up to the front of the field here. Still sitting in 12.
You never know. Josh Gaiman's right there, too. He could swoop in from the back there. If this gets all bunched up.
Roach having a good run here in the top 5. Yeah, they're going to catch that lap traffic, I can tell you now.
I think if they catch it, it's going to be this front view that have a shot. Maybe like if Tashi Gupta gets back up to... Who is that car at the back just in front of him?
Oh, the 98 of Krista Kauer and the 77 of Greg Forian.
Yeah, if they get back to them as they're getting to this lap traffic, they might have a chance. But it's going to be tight.
Yeah, Trevor Walker is moving
He's just going to try to go for it.
With surgical strategy here. It looks like he's going to make quick work
Here
of them.
comes the 32, though.
Bellafon, wow, Bellafon takes advantage of a pick there and gets the lead from Trevor Walker. In the meantime, 24, Kyler Sustre closing up on the back bumper. This could be a huge break for Bellafon.
Gonna have to protect that line, though.
Now down to the final 3 laps here. Trevor Walker sneaking on the inside. Side by side through turn 1. Bellafon has to give up the go as she's losing momentum on that high side. Cash closing in, cuts up there in front of Bellafon. Roach in fourth, about to be up to third here. Ooh, Belafon made a smart move there, shuffling down low.
Gonna be tight to finish here.
They're going to take the white flag this time by. Only going to have one more lap to go as Trevor Walker, who has been a grizzled veteran so far in the series, has won multiple races, but competition still fierce behind him. The 07 cuts down low here. Going into turn one for the final time tonight, it's going to be Cash taking that lead away. Got Adam Starr now kind of sneaking his way up into the picture. On the final lap, on the backstretch, they come roaring around.
I don't think he's going to have enough steam.
Adam Starr in that Subaru, it doesn't look like he's going to have near enough horsepower to leg it out here, as Cash is going to steal the win here tonight at Fontana. So kind of an unknown to the series. Cash comes through strong, coming through clutch, winning the race here tonight. Coming home second is Adam Starr in that number 14 All-Star entry. Greg Forian, also an All-Star entry in the number 77. Trevor Walker just comes up short, finishing fourth here. Sustre in fifth. Krista Cower in sixth. Roach coming home seventh. Belafon in eighth. Dalton Scott with a ninth. Tashi Gupta secures a top 10 finish. Josh Gaiman coming home 15th. John Hagan falls just a little bit off the edge, falling back to 16th there. So yeah, I think we're going to kind of write our own story in this West Coast because it's not as stacked as the East Coast, that's for sure.
No, it doesn't have all of the usual suspects at the front.
And so that's going to make it very entertaining to follow this season.
I'm looking forward to it. I think the stories are going to write themselves on the West Coast. On the East Coast, it's going to be a story of the usual, but how they do it this time.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of, status quo on the East and the great unknown here on the West. So it's exciting. It's crazy to think there's only 11 races in the East and 11 races on the West. But for a grand total of 22 races, that's still a pretty lengthy season for these guys. And then not to forget about it, but the last stint at the end of the season where the East and the West come together to duke it out.
I was just going to mention that as well.
And we'll be going all over the entire universe to race at tracks outside of the United States, such as Europe, and there'll still be some home tracks like Talladega, I believe, is on the east-west side of it, and so I'm excited.
It's going to be a fun season. I'm looking forward to it.
Race 1 of 11. Also, many thanks for hopping in the booth with me, James. It's always nice to have
As always, my friend. As always.
An extra person's input is plenty more than what I can do by myself. Ultimately, at the end of the night here, congratulations to Cash. I only made a change to the names so that we can have a first and last name for every driver. Simply known as Cash.
Did you have that same ignition problem?
Just like Roach there, who finished 7th.
Sensor went off.
And so that's a wrap for tonight's race. We got to see a good race here at Fontana. You have any closing statements to make, James?
I'm looking forward to the rest of the season, man. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
Yep, we're going to get back to racing on the East Coast next, and then what the schedule looks like, it's basically going to be 2 races a week, with the East on, say, like a Monday and the West on a Tuesday. It's not going to be Monday, Tuesdays for sure, but that's kind of the way I have it set up, is it's going to be, so that way you're seeing each division race each week. The divisions opened up on their own separate week for this first set of races. But then it'll be kind of back and forth.
The same.
So it'll be exciting. It'll be no one will have to wait more than a week to see themselves out on track. Of course, with the wedding coming up, I'm going to be out for most of July and the first few weeks of August. But after that, I'll kind of be back to the status quo, hopefully. So
maybe that will be the time for
brainstorming.
The community to just kind of come together and put together what we can.
We'll hopefully have some ARC
Maybe
races.
you hand us the keys to the wiki sometime this week, and while you're gone, we all get busy.
That'd be cool. Yep, we'll still have some ARC races in the middle of that time. So, but yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Glad you guys could follow along for the race. These are just getting started, and it's going to be an exciting year. Thanks again to James, and
That's all, man.
We're going to go ahead and close out the stream here. Have a good night, everyone. Stay safe. This is Jakester signing out.